The other important building that's here is, you see that building over there with the heads above the bay window? See? Yeah? This was the Phrenological Museum. And have you heard of phrenology? This thing about feeling bumps on the head. Phrenology, you know, the major, it was founded by two German thinkers, Gall and Spurzheim, but the major British representative of phrenology lived here in Edinburgh, George Combe, and that was his Phrenological Museum. So he had various death masks and skulls and things like this of famous people or not so famous people. And indeed, if you go to the National Portrait Gallery now and go into the library, which I think is on the first floor or is it the second floor? Anyway, you'll find the library in the National Portrait Gallery. You can see some of George Combe's death masks in there, including one of himself, which obviously he didn't take himself, and of his brother. Anyway, so that was the Phrenological Museum. And George Combe, although now phrenology is regarded as a pseudoscience, you know, it was important because it was the first science that said, well, A, that the brain was the organ of the mind, and B, that it was localized, so different aspects of, you know, your mental life were compartmentalized in different parts of the brain. And so George Combe was very keen on that, and I'm glad to say that the psychology department here have got a Combe room in the psychology building, and indeed there is, or at least there was, I mean, George Combe left some money in his will, and the first lecturer in psychology at Edinburgh University was funded by George Combe, and as far as I know that's still going, you know, the George Combe lecturer in psychology.